Hi everyone, Allison Ethier here today, and today we're going to look at one particular move in order to help you get a nice flat belly. There are two parts to getting abdominals, one being your nutrition or your diet, so you'll have to clean that up in order to be able to see your abdominal wall. However, if you want a nice flat belly, this one particular move is going to help you do that, and it's not planks. Today we're going to look at vacuums, or sometimes I like to call them drawings, because you basically draw your belly in. There's three different ways we can do this movement. We can do them laying on the floor on our back, on all fours, and also standing. And I'm going to show you the technique for all three today. So the first one we're going to look at is doing the vacuums or the drawings while laying on your back on the floor. So we're going to take a mat, we're going to lay down on the mat, knees up. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to draw our belly button in as hard as we can with a slight pelvic tilt. We're going to push our lower back into the floor as hard as we can and hold for 5 seconds. So I'm going to put my hands here to make sure, hands on my waist, in order to make sure I'm drawing in with my belly button instead of pushing out with my belly button. So for instance, draw in, 1, 2, slight pelvic tilt, 3, pushing my lower back into the floor, 4, 5, and relax. And then try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So where you should feel it is here in the middle of your ab area around the belly button. And you might also feel it in your back, because working the transverse abdominis acts like a belt and it wraps all the way around your core. And again, hold, draw in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so what you're trying to do is make yourself nice and narrow as you can if I viewed you from the side. And this is going to help work your transverse abdominis as well as strengthen your back. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for beginner, I would start with probably 6 mini sets of holding for 5 seconds, and eventually you'll go for longer, 10 seconds, leading all the way up to 30-second holds. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to flip over all fours. So hands and shoulders, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to try to keep our back nice and flat, nice and straight, not overly arched up, not overly arched down. Pull my pants up here a bit. And we're going to draw in our belly button while having this kind of tabletop position. So draw in again, making yourself nice and small or nice and narrow. From the side, draw in and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what you're going to try to do is keep your back nice and flat. You don't want to be overly arched up or overly arched down. Simply drawing in that belly button like there's a string, pulling through your back, making yourself nice and narrow. Draw in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the drawings or the vacuums while on all fours. Now let's look at the last one. And the last one we're going to look at is vacuums while standing. This is the particular move I do in between my sets because it's non-taxing. It shouldn't affect the other exercises in your program. And I just find it easier because while standing, whether or not I'm outside walking or doing any other movement, I can always work on drawing in my belly button and contracting my core while doing those movements, because it's going to protect your back as well. Not only will it give you a flat stomach, it will also strengthen your entire core so that you're stronger when you're doing all those other elements of your program. So from the side, we're going to draw in, we're going to hold for that 5-second mini set, maybe 6 sets of 5 seconds. Draw in and hold. Contracting, you can put your hands here to make sure that you're drawing in and not pushing out. And hold. And relax, and then from the front, draw in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Maybe you might want to raise your rib cage while you're drawing in. Yes, this is possible. At first you're going to do that, but eventually you're going to become strong enough that you can just simply isolate this particular area and draw in your belly button and hold it, which is going to help strengthen your transverse abdominis, giving you that nice flat stomach. So 2 parts to getting abs. One is your nutrition. You have to clean up your nutrition in order to see your abs and get your body fat low enough. And the second part, which anyone can do, is do the vacuums or the draw-ins, which I consider to be the number one exercise to get a nice flat stomach, either on the floor, on your back, on all fours, or even standing. Trying to make yourself nice and narrow, drawing in that belly button really hard. You cannot mess this up, you cannot do it wrong, you will not injure yourself. This is simply a drawing movement with the abdominals, drawing your belly button in as hard as you can to make yourself nice and narrow. Hold for time, depending on your ability. Could be 5 seconds, could be 10 seconds, could be 30 seconds. This is how you get nice, flat abs.